welcome back to HCW's Bumping Chops, where the chops hurt and the words mean nothing. I'm your host, Billy Simmons, co-owner of Heartland Championship Wrestling, and this is my good friend, Bobby Casey's.
What's up,
Casey's?
Casey's, what's up, everybody? And thanks again for joining us for episode 7 of Bumping Chops. Consistent, swear. Also, Bumping Chops is also presented to you by the Chubby Buddy Studio, so you got me messing up.
Casey's Food and Entertainment.
Yeah. But Bumping Chops can also be heard on Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio, so make sure you're following the Chubby Buddies on Facebook and all of the social medias for any updates on episodes.
And to get your latest information from HCW, follow us at HCW Live 23 at all social platforms. That's HCW Live 23.
And this week, we're going to be talking about what happened in Wichita on September 21st. We're going to hit the rewind button about the 1-year anniversary in Wichita for Heartland Championship Wrestling. We're going to highlight the key matches that had everybody on their feet, and what's going to be coming up, hopefully. Maybe a match announcement. I'm not sure. We'll see what he says. We haven't talked about that yet, but we are going to find out on this episode.
Well, what's up, Bobby? How you been, man?
Nothing much. My blood pressure's been high.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's because you're old.
I'm not old yet. It's just a number.
Oh.
I feel old, but I'm not old.
Oh, man. Here we go.
But no, actually, I guess we can start off with today in history.
Okay.
Wrestling history. All right. So in 2002, Raw was held in Houston, Texas. The main event saw Chris Jericho defend his Intercontinental Championship belt against one half of the tag team champions, Kane. After Kane escaped the walls of Jericho via rope break, Kane delivered a huge chokeslam to Jericho, leading to the go-ahead to the 1-2-3. Growing Kane with his second championship belt in 1 week. Has that ever happened?
I mean,
2 belts in a week?
right there.
Well, I'm saying other than this. Is he the first to have 2 belts in short amount of time?
Yeah, I
Probably
really
not.
don't know.
Probably not.
Probably not. I don't keep that much
back
track
then
of
there was
different
even more.
stuff. You know what I
There
mean?
was even more organizations.
Yeah. So
But
I'm sure it's not, but it's a big feat. You know what I mean? And Kane's an awesome wrestler, so that's a cool stat. Chris Jericho's awesome in his right.
And the walls of Jericho is nothing to mess around with.
Yeah, that's right.
But Kane's a large man. That dude, if he couldn't reach the ring from the other side, then there's a problem. But it is impressive. Kane, I think Kane is he's a lot like Mankind in my opinion. Like a lot of people forget about him just because he had a mask on or he didn't speak that much, like 2 people. But when he actually started coming out, people enjoyed him more.
Yeah, Kane was one of those things. Like he done multiple different angles, but the Kane gimmick didn't need to talk, and with Undertaker supposedly.
But when he did, he was hilarious. I was talking to Doc about Kane. We recorded finally for an episode of Chubby Buddies because he got settled in Florida. And I talked to him about one of the funniest promos somebody cut because we talked about it last episode.
Okay.
One of Kane's funniest moments was when The Rock, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan were cutting a promo and they were getting ready to go out and wrestle. Like it was I don't think it was a triple threat. I think it was like a 3-man team. And The Rock asked Kane, "Are you ready?" But he did that like flinch thing and Kane didn't budge as usual. But he asked Kane, "Are you ready?" And he said, "Yeah." And then he goes, "Are you ready?" And he cuts into The Rock's gimmick. He was like, "It doesn't matter." That was one of the funniest videos just because it was Kane. And then he broke into Hollywood Hulk Hogan's gimmick and he called his fans Canaanites.
Canaanites, I remember that.
I think he's like,
great.
I just think he's an unsung like person that probably didn't get a lot of like, I guess, props for like what he could do.
Yeah, because his gimmick didn't need that.
I loved it.
Yeah.
So I hope he knows that. Like,
well, awesome. Maybe he'll listen to this at some point. And
I doubt it, but it's all right.
Well,
he's got his brother's pod or his fake brother's pod, whatever you want to call it.
Let's say that's his brother.
I think
not in real life.
I think
maybe
Undertaker
not blood,
sees
but
him more of a brother than he sees Undertaker does.
I'm sure.
But today is also another Thursday night football. Hopefully, my Cowboys can make it out on top. And
who's your Cowboys play tonight?
The Giants.
That should be a good game. Giants.
Upset. They had a win.
They did.
Who did they beat? Who was that? Was that Tampa? Tampa Bay?
Maybe.
They came out. It came out of nowhere. Nobody expected it.
Right.
I don't even think they expected it.
So, is your boys going to be able to put things together tonight?
I don't know, Billy. How about we ask the overpaid quarterback?
Shush. He's not overpaid. Maybe.
Putting his receivers in freaking danger, throwing it over their head, thinking they're all Shaq. Get out of here. CeeDee Lamb's tall, but he ain't that tall.
Oof.
But anyway, why don't we get into what happened at your 1 year anniversary of HCW?
Man, HCW's 1 year in Wichita. Remember, 1 year actual was in Leavenworth.
1 year in their main home.
1 year in Wichita, Air Capital Brawl 2. Fantastic show. Listen, it doesn't matter. I can honestly think if there was only 20 of the HCW fans in that building, it would still be some of the rowdiest crowds that you can get. Our crowd is absolutely fantastic. They're loud. They're into everything. I'm so honored to have them back us like they do, get involved with the entertainment that we're trying to provide for them. And I just can't explain how fantastic it is to hear that crowd as loud as they get, whether cheering or booing or banging on tables. And it gives me goosebumps for sure.
And I actually made a post on, like, it was days after, just because, I mean, I try to stay off social media all the time, like, as much as I can, and then it comes to me, it's like, oh, I'm going to make this post. But I highlighted, I don't know if you read it, but I made a bold statement, and I said that I pretty much said wrestling fans are the most, I forgot the verbiage that I used, the most important fan base in all of sports. Not entertainment, but all of sports. Because if it wasn't for the fans, the wrestling would not be where it is today.
Facts.
Any other sport, they could still succeed depending upon how they prepared for it. Without the fans, they could still win a game, but a wrestler can't win an event. They can't win, I guess, because you're really trying to win the fan. You're not really trying to get a W. You're really trying to win. That's your W, is winning the fans.
Yeah.
Whether it be good or bad.
So what you're looking for is we're the most interactive.
Yeah.
So a crowd can sway one way or another. Promoters, bookers, talent. You know, you had talked way earlier about Joe Hendry, right? Mm-hmm. Joe Hendry got super, super hot really quick because of his gimmick. It's because the crowd connected to the gimmick and liked it. So then it went everywhere. Without that crowd, would Joe Hendry be where he is? Good wrestler.
Yeah, and there's really no way to say whether he would or wouldn't.
But that crowd made that. That crowd made that.
The fans
happen.
proved to say that they had something at least a little bit.
100%. 100%.
Other one could be his talent of singing, and who knows? But I doubt it. But all I was saying is that they're the most important fan base, and like nothing comes close to it except for entertainment, for like concerts, like big bands and Swifties and crap like that. They're pretty overboard.
Swifties aren't crap, bro. Don't get us canceled.
I said crowd.
Okay.
I didn't say crap.
All right.
I said
don't get us canceled.
That will
get us canceled quick.
Well, I could say another fan. I could say another. I could say another group, but I won't.
Zip it.
But anyway, no, like that was my statement. And we'll talk about something that I highlight in here also about the fans and like what they did. They surprised me. I think
man, they were
not
so loud.
not so much where I was kind of like, oh, this was like the coolest thing ever, but like it really showed me like what the power of the crowd, the power of the crowd. So
yeah, for sure.
But no, why don't we get into first match? The show kicked off with us finding out that everyone rolls with Chance Kerrigan.
Man,
would you agree?
Everybody does roll with Chance Kerrigan, and I mean, why not?
I've got nothing against the man, but everybody in that crowd loves that man.
I do too. Look at
never
look what he does in that ring. He's always fighting. That guy, I think he gets his tail kicked more than half the roster, but he keeps fighting and he keeps winning. Still undefeated in Heartland Championship
How many
Wrestling.
is it though? How many is it? What's the number? What no? In individual matches, because we can't count his other
He could probably tell you that.
Because I haven't heard a number.
You figure we just hit a year in Wichita, so you at least got
10 shows,
10 or 11 shows there. Plus, he hasn't lost in Leavenworth, so you've got another 4 or 5 shows there. So,
man,
quite a while. quite a while.
Yeah, so he's up there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Goldberg numbers yet, but it's up there.
I mean, when we run once a month, that's still a big
It's
feat.
impressive because Goldberg was however many and for how long?
Yeah, for sure.
For how? Jeez. But no, it was to start the show. It was an open match to defend the Independent Championship.
Chance says he's the working man's champion. He's the fighter. He'll go against any and everybody. He wants any and everyone to have a shot if they think they're up for it. And so he came to me. He said, Billy, I want to start doing open challenges. I want you to give anybody that wants an opportunity to come in and get in this ring with me. And he's fought 3 people, 4 people, 1 person. Like, he just keeps winning. So who will answer next? This last time was a very good competitor in Damon Ace from Colorado, who came in and took Chance to his limits. But once again, Chance does what he does and came out victorious.
And Damon Ace is no slouch either.
No,
he's intimidating as shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even want to go ask him if he was going to use need my mic. And so I was just like, he'll tell me. But no, it was an awesome match. Chance, as usual, made the crowd fucking pop because, got the W. Yeah. I mean, he did what he said he was going to do.
And then everyone's on their feet rolling with Kager.
But I loved how, again, Damon Ace pretty much put down the city of Wichita, and they showed him exactly what Wichita's all about.
Facts. He couldn't hardly talk after he said those words.
So Wichita's like 30-0, just with proving wrestlers wrong at how bad of a town Wichita is and the people. So, but no, let's go on to another match. This was the 3rd match of the evening, and before the match even began, we were excited to see at least one half of ACFC was able to make it into the ring.
Yeah, T2G showed up. He asked me if he could talk to the fans and address what happened at the show before Block Party. And I granted him that. He came out. He talked about his dislike of the pair of rock stars for introducing the bat, and then the fact that the Empire does nothing but cheat constantly to get over. They haven't won a match on their own in forever, and they're sick of it, and they don't care who it is. They're going to fight for it.
Is it safe to say the last match they won on their own was when Dick Richards got 50% of the company against Blade? Because that's a W. You can count that to a W because...
No, because as much as we hate to admit it, Kit Reaver made the mistake of going after Dick Richards. Okay. Hector got a clean victory there.
Oh, okay.
So,
that was the show before this Block Party. Okay.
So,
Dick did try to cheat. He did try to. So
it's Dick Richards.
Didn't.
He thinks everything has to either be paid for and get his way or use it by force, and so that's why he brings Hector around.
Mm. But Tommy Too Good did come out, gave us an update on Austin, telling us that he's healing some ribs. And after the, crazy match that took place, it was, I've never seen it. A 4 corners match was what happened. And he got the blunt end of the deal. And as usual, Dick did what he did. So
paid off every other team. That's what happened.
With stacks of money.
Yeah.
Stacks.
Yeah. I don't know how much money he gave each of them. Had to be a lot. And
Paradox showed up just with his bat that show, and then we saw what Waters was it that also attacked?
Yeah, Deadly Waters,
and Chonkla Violence all attacking ACFC. So
it still took Dickie hitting them in the ribs with the bat.
Yeah.
So ACFC will get theirs, but Colton and Paradox didn't like that comment, and they hit the ring and put some. A little bit of punishment on T2G there, but to everybody's surprise, Christian Temple and Chris Vale came out together to run them off.
I was surprised to see Chris Vale there because I didn't even know that he was even going to be at the show.
Really? So Vale is. Vale and Temple has a very long history, but as enemies. So to see them come out together was unique. The crowd seemed interested and behind it. And of course, when they run off I just think, I think Colton and Paradox just like to hurt people. I don't think they care about wins, losses. They just want to beat people up.
I just found it surprising that Colt finally showed up, and I wonder if Paradox is one to be like, I kind of need you this one.
Well, you know, Colton is a rock star,
Yeah.
so he has a lot of concerts going on. Sometimes he can't be there. So
you every time.
Well, right now it's doing a pretty good job.
And I'm not denying that, but I wonder if he was kind of like, I wonder if they're gonna like do something with my back. I don't trust it something not happening. But
I got you.
It was a good match though.
Very good match. Very good match. Ended in his disqualification as, of course, a pair of rock stars did introduce the bat. And then, lo and behold, T2G come back and cleared the house with the steel chair, getting everybody out of there, which, you know, it's interesting. You know, we've had Colton and Paradox, you know, they, like I said, I think they're just about hurting people. And then you got ACFC, who's working hard for those belts. Where does that put Temple and Vail? You know, are they bidding for tag team titles? Are they just trying to put an end to the corruption of the pair of rock stars? Like, what's going on?
Rebellion issues?
Maybe.
I mean,
maybe.
Especially when you get, like, working in a prison, we can agree that you never want two separate groups that never normally like each other to join forces.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. So
that's the stuff that raises hairs on the back.
Exactly. With them two joining forces, like, what's going on here?
So it'll be exciting to watch, though. And we are almost coming up. I mean, granted, we do have a ways out till Legacy.
Yeah.
But I think that the build up to that is just going to make it just that much more.
Yeah, and you figure here's you a snid bit of something.
Oh.
Okay.
Snid bit.
You know, Legacy is our huge show. But we always have a fall, winter huge show also. And that show will be November. Because as everybody that was at the show heard, we will have a 16-foot high steel cage. It will be the champion, Aaron the Prodigy Helms. The number one contender, Drake Gallows. And due to the fact that Ray Leon pinned the champion, Ray Leon. In a triple threat inside the steel cage for what will be the biggest show of the winter.
And we're going to get to what happened with them, but like that, just that in itself, like that calls for legacy type matches right there. And you're doing it early.
Yeah. Well, so like I said, we do legacy and we do one later on. Usually I used to do October a lot. And I think we transitioned to November, and I'm excited to see if we can pull a good house in November for the big matches we've got planned.
And it'll be cooler.
It will be a little cooler.
It'll be nice. So, but no, that was the tag team match was awesome to watch, especially with like I said before, ACFC is just loved by everybody in the room. So not only were they all listening to Tommy Too Good, they were also listening to everybody that's backing them up. So
yeah, I agree.
But like I said before, you know, Dickie's idea of like what we could say is it Dickie worthy or match worthy to him? Like in this this whole scenario that he has for Mindy Grace kind of led up to what's going on now is because in this match we had a build up of what happened. Mindy tried to get the belt given to her and gratefully so, but also I also agree with you that she needs to prove like what she is capable of. But the way that she is I don't know how many matches she has set in the first stages or what, but this one was not easy.
No, and we talked about this last time to go check out Lilith Grimm, the Warhammer, and you wouldn't be disappointed. And she showed up, and were you disappointed, Bobby?
No. In fact, I was a little I was not expecting the lights to go out and her to scare the shit out of me. So I didn't know anything about it. The rep just said, "Hey, don't look directly at her." I was like, "Why?" And then the lights went out. I was like, "Oh shit."
Hey, that was some good timing by my brother.
Yeah,
he hit them lights right at the perfect second.
I think people were like nobody knew what they were hearing, except there were a few people that knew her, but they didn't know really how to react to her. And then when that hit, everybody read it.
Right.
Oh shit!
But everybody was cheering, thought it was really cool, and then she started to put boots to Mindy Grace.
Bad.
And that made them quit cheering. and start booing really fast.
Like, this is when you can show how badass of a woman is. Okay, I don't normally ever ask a woman's like height, weight, or nothing like that. She didn't give a shit. She said, "Oh, I'm this weight." I was like, "Okay." And then just wrote it down. She was like, "I don't give a damn." I was like, "Okay."
Listen,
You said you're the boss.
Listen, she will probably beat your ass if it comes down to it.
One, I wouldn't argue with you. So, and two, we're just not going to talk about it. It's never gonna
Understandable.
happen. But no, that match, it was still awesome, especially to see the one and only Mindy Grace get her hand raised.
Yeah, and Mindy's been fighting. She's tried everything she can to get to the top of the ladder, and things kept thrown at her. And Dickie thought he was gonna throw this massive woman at her that is a legit badass. And Mindy was able to come out on top and impressively. I thought the girls did fantastic. And Lilith is very impressive and will be back at Heartland.
And I mean, and the crowd loves it when Mindy raises up the horns.
Yeah,
everybody knows what's coming. Everybody knows. So awesome match. And I don't know if we should start titling these matches, because I think this one would be called the Dick match or something like that. Because everything, like, it seems like every match had something to do, whether it was Dick or like he only came out twice that show,
twice.
And we're still talking too much about him because every
I
match
even came out twice.
Right.
It was a lot.
One of them not planned. Pretty wild,
man. Crazy.
And but the Empire and everybody attached to it, like we said before, just, I mean, it gets a bad rap. But and as always, like what it seems to me is that with the exception of Hector De Oro, right, him finally winning on a good note, which was at Block Party. Like, what do you get when you have a crowd who loves somebody and wants somebody else to lose? Like, how do you balance that by, as an owner personally, like do I want to go with somebody who can win honestly every time, or do you want to kind of give that to the person that the crowd loves? Because I think that it's hard for, I guess I'm at a loss for words at that point. Like, it's hard to like get excited about something, especially when somebody that's hated can win without cheating. So he didn't need Dick out there, obviously.
Right.
But this time, like, he didn't either, but he lost. That's what's wild.
But Kit had a choice again, right?
Yeah.
Again, stuff happened. Kit had a choice. Kit Reaver learned from his mistakes, though.
Right.
He stomped Hector. He got the pin 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Where Kit messed up is he kicked Dick Richards, and Dick is 50% owner.
Right.
So I can't stop that.
You can't stop it, no. But how wild is it? Like, is it wild to you that the crowd can get you to do something you weren't ready to do?
Yeah, it's nuts.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, the way that the crowd was able to make you change how you were going to, like, fuck, now I got to go fix this. It's
but
who do you blame for that? Because I 100% give props to the fans for making you do something you weren't ready to do.
But I just had to explain to them, like, unfortunately, I couldn't do much, but, like, they were so loud.
Have you talked to Kit since?
They were, I have.
Okay. Is he sorry?
No, not at all.
I didn't think he would be.
His only regret is that he kicked him in the gut instead of the jaw. And he said he should have just kicked him in the jaw if he was going to get in that much trouble. And I said, okay, I could have understood that too.
And as you can tell, I am a Kit fan. Okay. So, I mean, 100% behind Kit. So, there you go, Dick.
He is the world's
favorite
asshole.
Or a-hole for you PG people. No matter what. But I'm kind of anticipating like a world's the world's favorite asshole versus the world's like least favorite dick. How's that?
So, like, that crowd was so loud, I had no option but to go out and address the situation.
You had to do it.
If I wouldn't have, we wouldn't have done nothing else that night.
Yeah.
Like, I had to go out. And that was a testament.
And that was after interview.
That was a testament to them. And so I just had to explain to them, like, unfortunately, I don't have the authorization to say, no, you can't do that. Because the minute I do, then he'll do the same to me.
Right. And I see
and
what,
then
I see
we're
where
in
you
a
come from. But it was good that you were able to relay that to them and they calmed. Like,
correct.
I didn't see nobody.
They understood it. They sat down. They were like, well, we're just gonna have to figure it out. And I talked to Kit. He's got some plans in mind. But he's got some plans in mind. So we'll see what comes of it.
Well, it was an exciting match, and it was exciting to hear the crowd, because the crowd at the first time that I ever saw Kit wrestle, loudest I've ever heard of single pop. This time, they didn't know what to expect, because when I said his name, they're like, "That's not the same dude that came out," because he came dressed up out like Beetlejuice.
As Beetlejuice. So listen, one thing that the absolutely crowds love about Kit Reaver is you never know what his entrance is gonna be,
Right.
and a lot of times he comes out as whatever's cool, because Kit Reaver is cool.
I would wholeheartedly agree with that. But at first they didn't know, and then when they were like, "Okay, it's the same guy," because he jumped up on the table. Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, we
can cheer.
now. Same guy, different attire, but better outcome this time as he got the W.
Yeah,
like
for
we said
sure.
before, fairly as he usually does. I've only seen him wrestle 3 times, 1 on video, 2 in person. He doesn't cheat.
Yeah, one thing about Kit's gonna fight whichever way the situation calls for.
And I haven't seen a Leavenworth show, and you said it all started there, right, with Hector?
Oh yeah, and man, so you've missed some Leavenworth show, which that's our next show, and it's the main event of that show is Kit Reaver versus Paradox. They just went. So they just had a last man standing match where both competitors couldn't answer the 10 count.
Oh, wow.
So now they're in a Iron Man match to find out who's going to be the better man.
So what's the rule on that? So can Kit not wrestle in Wichita now? Is that what the rule is?
Correct. Dickie fired him from Wichita.
Gotcha. Okay. I want to make sure that we're all clarifying that.
So Dickie fired him from Wichita. He can't be back at Wichita until Dickie.
But Leavenworth's free game.
But Leavenworth is my baby.
All right.
It was part of the 50%. Leavenworth is still mine.
Gotcha.
Dickie has some say, but I can use who I want.
Just as long as I was clear, because I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Now, so they're going to wrestle in a 30-minute Iron Man match. And it's going to be
the first one was going to be in Wichita, but it's going to be in Leavenworth.
Correct.
So I think that's going to draw a good eye from Leavenworth.
That's right. And we got some cool things coming down the pipeline.
Not just a cage match. The first ever
just a cage match.
But yeah, and
all kinds of fun stuff.
Stuff that, like we said before, it's been 1 year, but it was also my 1 year of ever announcing. I never expected it. It's been
You've done a good job.
Pretty wild. I've got to react more to like, oh crap, I got to plan for what could happen rather than like what is planned to happen, because it's a little bit different.
It is different,
but
keeps you on your toes for sure.
Yeah, but when you got to pee, it doesn't work. It doesn't help. Like if you got to run to the bathroom and like stuff doesn't go your way, then it's like, oh well, my bad. Hopefully the mic's still on while I'm peeing. I'll take it to the bathroom, that way in case somebody yells at me, I'll call it from the bathroom.
Call it from the bathroom.
If I have to, I'll do it. But why don't we get into what you did to myself? I mean, with myself and Team Same Name, you dropped a banger of a match.
Okay.
A wild one that nobody anticipated.
Yep.
A tag team that was reunited at the show before Block Party.
Correct.
What was that? Was which one was that? Not Air Capital Brawl. The other Wichita, River City.
Yeah.
It was united at River City, right?
Well, I think so. Block Party is when
Block Party is when he came
correct.
out. Okay, that's my bad. So Block Party, they reunited. This show we got to see them how well they've kind of grown together, being apart,
right?
Almost,
right. And the reunion back with Eddie Rydell and Aaron Helms, could have been celebrated well, but Eddie, turned his back on the fans and joined his ex-partner, and because the last time before that we had seen Eddie, that crowd loved him.
That was the meat match,
right? And so everybody enjoyed Eddie, and then he turned around and listened to his old friend.
But was the tag team before now? Was it like still a popular tag team? Like I guess pair.
Before now?
Yeah, before.
Oh yeah, they held titles and everything else. They were. It was a good combination.
I could see. I mean, up until Block Party. I didn't know that they were even a thing, or actually, it was right after Block Party. So
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. But because I'd heard about it, because they also, like you said, they had that third.
Listen, but someone's gonna need to check on Eddie Rydell because they power bombed the piss out of him through 2 tables.
And let's not forget about this chair shot heard around the freaking world. The loudest shit. I was like, what was that? I thought like a breaker, like one of the, like a squirrel got up in the power, what do they call those? You know, when they pop in the city? That's
breaker
what it said. Yeah, yeah. I was like, holy shit, what was that? Was that Ray hitting Aaron? Because I didn't see it, I heard it. It was either Ray hitting Aaron or Drake hitting Aaron.
Probably Drake.
Because Drake was down for a good 7 minutes.
Listen, Drake has the hardest chair shots ever. If Drake hits you with the chair, you know you've been hit with the chair.
I would hear it.
Yeah, it sounds like a shotgun.
But like you said, like I said earlier, you dropped the tag team match, the American Way versus two men who, I mean, what I saw that show, they hate each other for 100%.
I think
with Drake Gallows and Ray Leone. I don't think Ray hates him. I think he feels. I mean, he's tried to make peace, and he's just like, hey, you know what? If you hate me, you hate me. It's okay. But that's Ray.
I don't know if Drake hates Ray. Drake dislikes the fact that Ray spilt his blood.
Right.
And Ray's after something that Drake wants tremendously.
They want it just as bad.
Yeah.
And
I mean, and who wouldn't? Anybody on that roster is after that title.
Who do you think wants it more? Aaron, Drake, or Aaron has it? Do you think he wants to keep it more than they want it? Personally? I think he loves being the independent.
Yeah, here's the
Heartland champion.
Listen, Aaron Helms, and look at him. He wants that center of attention. He's the brawl. He's gonna bully his way to whatever he needs.
Let's not forget, he's the big guy when Remington's not there.
Correct. Well, you know, he beat Remington. So
he did,
is he
square? And I'm not saying.
He is the big dog.
And Remington has won 3 times outside of that.
I mean, it's okay.
But I'm just saying, like,
but Aaron is still
the big man right now,
right? And he likes that.
He loves
Aaron Helms shines that. Look how he treats people to get to that. People that he called friends. What's he done to get to that point? Remington Roy was his best friend.
Best friend. Almost brother.
Yeah. Right? Drake Gallows, he's known forever since they were kids.
Okay? I didn't know that about them. So I just knew, I mean, of course we heard about Remington, but they also haven't had a match.
My thinking is Eddie Rydell needs to be careful.
Of himself or Aaron?
Of Aaron Helms. Aaron's done turned on 2 of his friends.
Yeah.
One little mistake. Is Aaron just going to pick on him too?
Did Remington ever tag team with him?
No, I don't think he ever did a tag team. And maybe that bond is a little deeper because of the American Way and stuff. But, Aaron just is one of those guys who I think it's just all about him. And if he can't talk you into it, he's going to beat it out of you.
I will say this, though. For as much as we know that they dislike each other at the moment, well, at least we think that they dislike each other between Drake and Ray, I will say that this showed a pretty good amount of, I guess, ability to separate themselves in certain moments and plan what they planned on doing out very well.
Yeah, they worked well as a tag team. They, vibed real good together, and was able to get along enough to come out victorious.
And they did.
Yeah.
And
how?
How many 2 tables were broken?
Yeah, 2 tables.
3 tables. Was there 2 on the other side? And then 1 on the ring?
Yep.
So 3 tables.
3 tables
were broken. That's probably not ever going to be functional again.
Some skulls that
Aaron's
are pretty busted.
Specifically, like he was out.
And then
couple water bottles.
And then a big knee.
I didn't see the knee. I just heard the crowd react to it.
That knee was on point. And then I don't know what happened right there at the end. The ref thought he seen the shoulder come up, so he stopped the count. So Ray just put the final touches on it and blasted him again. And 1, 2, 3, he pinned the world champ. So I HCW
the crowd needed that one, I think, for them because they love Ray.
Man, they absolutely. Actually, I thought Ray needed it. What would have happened with Ray?
You know what I'm saying? Like emotionally, they felt that they got hit down while they were down already with Kit getting fired. I think they needed that just as much as I think
to bring them back.
Aaron is already in, or Ray is already in a good place mentally. I think, even though him and Drake have their issues, but I think the crowd was. I mean, let's not forget the line.
Who's your pick?
My pick in this upcoming cage match.
Yeah,
man. What's the name of the match, by the way? What's the name of the show, by the way?
No Way Out.
No.
Or I need to figure.
It's not Feed the Hungry again, like it was. Okay, so Aaron succeeds well when it is like Wichita knows this is like the biggest event in Wichita that night. He succeeds when Wichita's there.
Okay.
Drake succeeds when Oklahoma's there.
Okay.
And Wichita, I think a little bit of both. But Ray succeeds when people are there.
Okay.
Ray succeeds, I think, he can win anybody over. How's that?
I can see that.
Aaron, he wins a crowd over with he's as big as life.
Right.
Drake, he's dark, but he gets the job done. And no shot at red. He does get the job done. So, but Drake, I think with the way that Drake reacted to Ray, I think Drake wants it more than both of them because he wants to be able to. I mean, he's known you forever. He's known everybody in HCW forever. I think he wants to be able to take something back to Oklahoma and say, "Hey, I'm a part of this."
And you know that when I was running XWE, Drake Gallows held the XWE title for over 2 years.
Whoa, he pulled a. Well, I mean, nowhere near Roman Reigns, but I mean, close enough for independent wrestling.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
2 years, Drake Gallows held that title.
I don't think I saw him wrestle.
If the crowd, if the wrestlers, if everybody that knows mine and Drake's relationship don't think that belt getting around his waist doesn't mean the world to him, y'all are crazy. And I know things Drake will do to get to it.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the way that what I see through him in the ring, like that, right? He expresses enough to say, "I want this more than you, Ray." But
right.
Granted, it was a tag team, so you can't really debate like who did better.
Now, I don't take nothing away from Ray Leon.
Or that
he's fought his way to where he's at.
He wants the belt, but he also wants he wants to perform.
Correct.
But he also wants that belt.
He wants that crowd to be involved in everything he does.
So much so, I didn't even give him an announcement. I said this man needs no announcement. All I did was say, all you got to do is stand and make some noise. And all I had to say was the illustrious, and that crowd went nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nuts. It was like Kit Reaver and Chance Kerrigan in one. Like that. That's all I'm saying. So I think Drake's his emotions show that he wants it more than both of those guys.
So your pick is Drake Gallows.
Drake Gallows. Just he's meant for a cage. I've never seen Ray in a I've seen him get hit with a chair, yes. I've seen him hit somebody with a chair, but I haven't seen him do all this stuff in a cage. It's first man out of the cage, right? Wins?
It's either pin, submission, or escape. So it's either it's
gonna be fun to watch for sure.
Ray is no stranger to a cage, though. Neither is Drake Gallows.
And I can't say that because I've never seen.
Correct.
I also have never seen HCW. This is their first ever cage match.
Right.
So I don't know.
It's going to be a good time.
I've never seen an independent show cage match. How's that?
Really?
No. I've only been to one XWE show.
It's going to suck to climb into that thing to announce.
Oh, son of a bitch. There's no way. How the hell are you getting in?
Well, there's a door. Okay. You got to climb.
I was like, wait a minute.
And then
I didn't sign up for no ladder shit. I was like, I ain't doing this. I can't even get on my roof, let alone freaking cage. But I've seen one XWE show, and that was here at the Atrium when you had the show there. And then I saw you perform one time in Texas.
Yeah, nice.
So no real.
Yeah, you ain't got a lot of independent,
except for HCW. So, but no, it was like we said, Ray and Drake took the W with Ray pinning. He did pin
Aaron.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because they double side effect. Eddie Rydell through the table. All three of them went through them two tables, and Eddie took the brunt of both of them.
And the first one up was Ray. He popped right up. He was like, nope.
Of course he did. But like, if you go back and watch the video, I think they were through the table and Ray was still hovering above it. He went so high.
Drake almost went in, but he caught himself, and Ray assisted him. And then Ray almost went over, and then both of them bonded together, and then
boom,
went over Eddie Rydell. I mean, that's what I got from it, from the angle was that. I can't say what the other side saw, but it was an awesome show, let alone match. But I think, like you said, the numbers, I mean, I couldn't tell if you were missing a certain amount of numbers. The crowd was just as loud as they were at the show before.
No, I think the crowd was like, we've been pretty consistent in the amount of people that's been showing up.
You get a reader.
It can always be better, always be better. So we always try to push, and our crowd tries to bring new people all the time. You know, I had someone this show that when I went around saying hi and thank you like I always do, told me this is his first show, this is his first time. And it was some people that's been there quite a bit, brought someone new. And when I caught him after the show, I asked him, what'd you think? And he goes, man, it's been awesome. So hopefully that's another person. Like, just because our crowd believes in what we do, they brought someone that thinks they might enjoy it. And now maybe that person will keep coming back.
We've said it several times, just give you a shot to let you find out what it is you like about wrestling.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that... I think at some point in everybody's life, they enjoyed something about wrestling.
Right.
Whether it be like a specific group or whatever like that. There's something about wrestling that they enjoyed, whether it be a specific show, match, or whatever.
Right.
So.
And entertainment. People like to be entertained. And, you know, there was a few years where we couldn't go to live events. And so being able to host live events and give people that joy and that fun of doing things is really... like, I love it. I love every aspect of it.
I've never been a part of it until now. So, like, I don't hate it. It's fun. It's very fun. So, like, if you've never been to a small show, like when I've been to like Texas, when I first saw like the group people,
we're not no small show.
No. When I went in, like when I looking back, what I remember is at Texas, that at least that room that night. I don't remember. Daniel thinks it was a gym. I don't think it was a gym. Because I remember there being a loft in there and like some stairs. Like, it was weird.
Oh, so you were over at
who was the gay blazer? What was the name? What was his name? That's the guy. It was his dad.
Yes, I know where y'all were at. It's
I was with you.
I know, but what I'm telling you is I know the venue you're talking about. And that guy's name is put me on the spot.
He didn't come out as the gay blazer. It was something else, but that was one of his gimmicks.
One of his gimmicks. I think it was still his best, but I had it and then I forgot it.
But nonetheless,
man,
like
that ticks me off.
But that room, I think that like it was the way it was laid out was really cool. But I don't think the sound volume even comes close to H.
Yeah, Nathan Briggs.
There you go.
God, that was pissing me off.
I knew I was talking about a dad and a son that were running a show.
Nathan
Briggs. The one that I went to.
And it was in
Amarillo.
Yeah, it was. I love that venue. It was a cool little venue.
But it wasn't a gym. It was almost like an old box. It was like an almost boxing type of gym. Is what I got vibes out of it. That's just from 20 years ago. So I'm like, that's a
man. I've been doing this a long time.
But the sound volume is what I'm getting at. Like the way that somebody sounds, that matters. I think that matters for the wrestlers. I think that matters for you as a person, whether or not you're doing. It tells you whether or not you're putting on a good show.
Yeah,
but it also tells the wrestlers how well they're doing or how bad they're doing.
Yeah, man. So like some of our fans are like, we get done with shows and we're so exhausted we can hardly talk.
Right,
our arms are bruised.
It's adrenaline.
And so that stuff just, I love it. I love hearing it.
We heard it from Team
I love providing that. Yeah, and it's which Joe was there. I seen her. And good times.
Yeah, Jordan and Joe were both there.
Okay, I didn't see Jordan.
Yeah.
I seen
Joe. I didn't recognize him because I gave him the card I went on their announcement, like how I do for wrestlers. I gave them a personal one that I had all that stuff for the show. I gave them that one. I didn't say anything to him because I didn't. He looked like the Unabomber, and I just gave it to her. And then I was turning away, and he said thank you, and I was like, "Oh, that's you." So sorry, big guy. Now, you didn't really look like you, Barbie. You shouldn't wear ball caps in places that you've never worn a ball cap in, because I didn't recognize you.
Look, now he's got a disguise.
Yeah. Just don't wear a hoodie or any type of like dark upper, then you will look. I mean, good Halloween gimmick, I guess. But
Oh my.
no, great event. But speaking of live shows,
Right.
you've got a Leavenworth coming up with Wake the Dead.
Correct.
That's going to be this October 19th.
Correct.
Then you have an even bigger thing that is I didn't even know it was a thing until last episode that you talked about it. You have a big tattoo convention that you teamed up
We
with.
do. So we're teaming up with Emerald City Tattoo Convention at Century 2. And we will be doing a Saturday and Sunday 2-day show with our friends from Skill, which is Southwest Independent Lucha Libre. So it'll be a good time. The way to come see that is to buy the $20 ticket to get into the tattoo convention, and then I'm pretty sure the wrestling comes with that included with that ticket. So look forward to seeing some people out there. I absolutely love tattoos. I've got a few myself. My brother's arm's completely covered. So when our buddy came to us and said, "Hey, we got this opportunity. If we wanted to team with Skill and do it, we was absolutely on board."
I've never been to a tattoo convention, but I know what Century 2 looks like, and they just draw numbers. So
Yeah.
I think this will be good for wrestling as a whole.
Yeah, and I think it'll be a good thing. So we've got some cool things coming up that's gonna put us in front of more people.
You getting a tattoo?
Man, I'll get a tattoo. I'll put HCW right on the arm at the tattoo convention.
Hey, there you go.
But so we got the tattoo convention that will help get us in front of more people in Wichita. Then we're teaming up with the Salvation Army, Red Kettle Drive in December, and that'll help get us in front of a lot of more people too. Because guys, that show, every ticket sale that is bought for that show goes to the Salvation Army, just to give back for a company that gave to me when I was little and younger and stuff like that. So,
and correct me if I'm wrong, I think I heard you say this upcoming show at Century 2 might be live streamed through Patreon.
Yeah, so we're working on that now. Oh, I was supposed to call him.
Oh, I did.
So, anyways, I need to call call my video guys and talk to them. We talked a little bit. We're looking at seeing if we can do some live stream. I just gotta find the logistics in it. Hopefully, we can. And if so, we will get it out on social media as quick as possible. So, and the way we'd do it would be you'd live stream. It'd be our first time, so you'd subscribe to our Patreon. We'd live stream on there. I think we'd do a $10 live stream fee, and
so it's almost like buying a ticket for
yeah,
watching. Okay,
but that way you ain't having to pay $20 to get into
Yeah,
the
you
tattoo
can pay half of
convention.
that.
When all you want to do is watch the wrestling.
Gotcha.
You
That's
can
cool.
It can be live streamed. So that's the goal for that. It's in progress. I don't know if it will happen or not, but
It's a possibility.
It
for
is
sure.
a possibility.
I want to make sure I heard you
Yeah.
at least say that, but I wasn't sure. But and let's not forget, you announced a huge match coming up in November. Don't have the show name yet, but I'm sure there's posters made already. But it's the first ever HW cage match for the Heartland Championship.
I had to check. I'm pretty sure we chose No Way Out.
I'm not a part of that part of the conversation, so I'm cool. I'm okay with that. And I will
So
say
now
this,
I'm
I
looking
was
because
pumped
now I'm
I was pumped because
curious.
I was done with all of the cards 30 minutes before the door opened for the first time ever. Normally it's like it's maybe 5 minutes before you open the door the second time for the not VIPs first, and then the other one is what's the other one? Premium.
Yeah.
So it's usually right after you open the door for premium that I'm done.
Gotcha.
And that's usually about 5 minutes before the match starts.
Right.
And that's usually when I'm done. So I was like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I can
You
go
know,
pee.
it was cool. I didn't have no match changes.
That was wild to me. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
it was kind of crazy to me too. I had no match changes, so that was awesome.
And I keep all my cards, so that helps me a ton. So I can
Yeah.
just go back and get information.
Fantastic.
And with Kit and Hector, like, didn't have to write down anything. So I was like, sweet.
Nice. Good deal.
No carpal tunnel. But hey, bud, why don't we? Anything else you want to announce besides shows or anything else like that? Like, do you have? I mean, obviously, go follow everybody on Patreon for
sure.
$5 a month. Gives you some show insight and all that stuff before it goes out on YouTube 3 months ahead. So, anything else?
Which is that Patreon's in the work in progress. Also, it's been back and forth. So please be patient with us. We'll get that thing figured out. I promise. And then we've got Leavenworth Tattoo Convention, November's big show, cage match, right there at the Osage Rec Center.
In the heart of Wichita, Kansas.
That's facts.
You just said tattoo, and I was like, man, I wonder what he would do if he had fans to get the HCW tattoo on them. Would you give them like a discount on a ticket? Putting the HCW logo on your arm is dedication.
That is dedication.
That's like a VIP ticket forever. Not joking, but I'm just saying. I was like,
"Well, man, that would be crazy."
If you had fans to show up, there you go. This is a tattoo show, so HCW cool. Fans will be there,
right?
So that'd be cool.
Who knows?
That'd be cool to see.
That'd be interesting.
But hey, bud, why don't we bump some chops and put you in the hot seat a little bit?
All right, let's do it.
First off, let's talk about some wrestling topics. Okay. So, like, the big thing now, I think, is the documentary that came out on Netflix, Mr. McMahon. Not at all what I expected.
I haven't watched it.
Okay, it's not at all what you think what you think you're getting into yet. I mean, it's 6 episodes. Awesome show. Awesome job on what they did.
Yeah,
really cool.
Okay.
No, I mean, yeah, there's the negative stuff that everybody knows about on there, but they also highlight turning points in the business of wrestling, and that's what I find to be cool between WCW and how Eric Bischoff is like talked about a lot in this, and I really enjoy hearing both sides of the story because they really do kind of like counterpart. Like if I was to hear a story about you and then also maybe another owner that I don't know,
right?
I think that's fun information to find out about. That's just cool, just to find out of how they plan stuff. Right. Like it's cool to see both sides of that, and I like what he claims that the WCW was stolen from by Vince turning into, I guess, Eric Bischoff's old character being the mean boss. I don't take it, but it is an opinion. So it is cool. I think you will like it.
I have to watch it. I planned on watching it anyways. I just haven't had time to.
I was just anticipating it to be a negative thing, and it's not as negative as I planned on it. Yeah, but like you hear, everything's going to have something negative, but not what I thought it was going to be.
Cool.
So really cool. So far, I'm 2 episodes away from the end. So I watched a lot. Anything else like big matches coming up that you're excited about for just wrestling as a whole?
Like
people coming back, or has anybody came back on Raw or anything like that? I haven't seen any highlights. I follow.
Listen, Jey Uso just won his first ever singles title, and as many people that want to complain that they jobbed Braun Breaker out and he's too young, he shouldn't have had to take the loss that early. Jey Uso deserved that belt. I absolutely love the fact that he got that win, and Braun Breaker is a star in the making. He will be back on the top at some point. So the people that are getting mad, okay, I get it. You're valid in whatever point you want to make, because it's your point of view. And but in my opinion, that was a fantastic thing.
Now, where do you see the story for right now the world champion Rhodes? What do you see,
Cody?
Yeah, what do you see like planned out? Like, do you see anything like something that? How do you see making that a better story? Like, I remember you said something like there's no way to make it to where it was like Roman Reigns. Like, what are they going to do with it?
So the bloodline is the biggest story right now,
right?
And the Solo and my boy Jacob Fatu's out there killing it on TV. So. That's fantastic to see. But I think Cody needs a dominant heel. And right now he doesn't have
one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And that's why I asked, because I know that, like, I see, normally you see a ton of stuff going on with the champion because everybody's trying it at that belt.
Right.
Everybody. But I don't feel like there any heat being on the belt. Like,
right, and that's why I said he needs a dominant heel, and right now he doesn't have one. Solo's cool, but Solo is part of the Roman Reigns storyline, and unless they're planning on taking that belt off of Cody and putting it on Solo,
what would you do?
Oh,
Maybe WWE will hear. I'm gonna because they have a writers' room. Like there's, I mean, that's just
I would
WWE.
absolutely love to have that, Joe. I would love to
Yeah,
be
the writers' room.
one.
Oh,
just
man.
just let me
Just to be
part
a
of
fly on a
one of
wall.
the big companies' creatives. Just a little bit. Even if they fire me in 2 weeks, just because I would like that brain knowledge and insight from the top of the top.
Well, do you know who Tony Hinchcliffe is?
No.
He's a comedian, and they offered him more money than he's ever made as a professional comedian in one year than in his entire career as a comedian. He turned it down just because he loved comedy that much. But he also loved wrestling. He turned it down from Vince McMahon. I couldn't imagine like what type of room that is.
It would be fantastic. It would be a lot of people that have very opinionated views and stuff. So
You've
it's
got to
one
have
of
it
those
from
things
every
you
angle,
would
comedy,
correct.
Like I mean, you've got like, I guess not everybody has it,
but wrestling in the whole is about
every
entertaining
genre.
the fans.
Every
right?
genre. So
Wrestling in a whole is about
it's like every
the fans.
great director to make one movie. That's essentially what wrestling is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So what would you do if you like? How would you go? Like, what type of corners would you turn to make this a better thing for him, like a heel? I know this is a big what if for you, but I guess think about what you liked about wrestling as a kid. Like, what made you go, "Oh shit"?
Well, wrestling's hot right now. No matter like all angles are hot.
The
But are
hottest
you
16.
talking just Cody Rhodes? How to get Cody Rhodes where the title seems like it is bigger?
That and to help build up WrestleMania. You're not just trying to build the title up. You're trying to build up everything that you're looking at everything in the future. Also, Triple H's job is to look 10 years down the road.
Correct.
Not right then, but like, do you see like anything building up to something we haven't seen, maybe, or maybe what would you do to make it something you haven't seen that you would have loved to see? Is that a better question?
I would.
Or are you just on that Roman Reigns boat, baby? He's just like,
I love Roman Reigns. I think he's a great, fantastic worker. Good gimmick. Gunter, I think he's doing a good job.
There's a lot of bloodline in wrestling.
Yeah, and that's
so much
good.
Bloodline.
They need to build another massive heel is what they need to do. Whether it be, I want to say Sheamus, but I like Sheamus better as a baby, and because he's just a fighter and a brawler, and I like that. Same with Drew McIntyre. I think out of any, probably Drew. I try to get Drew even darker, like meaner, more aggressive, more just brutal, and try to push him hard up to Cody. Maybe I think that would be
But like you said, like to be in that room, like there's so many ideas being thrown around, and it's all day, every day, like constantly just new ideas. So
and they have so much talent. Like the amount of talent on that roster is crazy. Another person they could push up that would make everyone go, "Oh crap! Could Cody lose this belt?"
Like from another organization or
no, just from within.
Who?
The big, not Braun Strowman, the guy that's been fighting Braun Strowman.
Oh, I forgot. I actually just read an article on that whole thing.
Yeah.
Shit. I follow an app on. I downloaded an app just to kind of get me more versed in.
But it was what is his name? Dang it!
It's called WrestleFeed. Have you ever heard of it? Yeah, it just gives you highlights of everything.
But yeah, I think.
What about Logan Paul?
Logan Paul's a decent wrestler, but I don't think
people hate him for the wrong reasons for wrestling. I think that he's not a heel in wrestling necessarily, but like people hate him. Yeah, and it's like in everybody's mind, he's a heel to them, not for the wrestling side of things. Like the writers' room's not going.
I wouldn't hate if they push Finn Balor back up there to give Cody a run. I think that would be a fun match. And he's already running pretty good heel stuff. I'm just trying to think.
I'll let you think. How about you think on that? We'll highlight that more. That way you have time to kind of like I kind of want to do this.
Yeah, we'll
That way
see.
it sounds
That's a
better.
hard question.
That way it
It's a
sounds
cool.
better for WWE.
Yeah, it's a hard question. It's a cool little thing, but there's so much that you could do that I don't know if I could ever like.
Like you would want the job, but not really want the job.
Well, because I would want to look at the people
Right.
so I can say, like, I would have.
You're hands-on guy, so you want to be like,
100%.
you want like a war room type thing.
Yeah,
Okay, this guy's
100%.
been able to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
this,
yep.
this, and this.
Yep, I would want.
You would take the Dana White
hands-on.
approach.
Yeah, hands-on paper. I write all my stuff on paper. Everything's written on paper. I've got so many. I don't like this. Put it here. I don't like this. I told people that, you ever want to get inside my mind once I'm past and gone, I throw all those papers and notes into a tote for my kids, so they can show my grandkids at some point in their life, hopefully. So
yeah. Well, we'll put that on the back burner for
Okay.
now. Let's get you into a more of a hot seat question.
All right,
Okay.
here we go.
Looking back on past factions or stables, like I said, I'm trying to become more versed. Okay?
Gotcha. Okay.
Like looking at the way that they are able to like turn things to go either good ways or bad ways, right? So like as an owner, I think most is where I think this question is going to get better answered for. Like this is a question from your brother. He
Okay.
kind of wants to know how you feel about how have you ever been a part of a tag team?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think there's anything that tag team could have done to either make you not be as successful as a wrestler? And what is that thing about a faction? So, like, what is it about certain factions, whether they be good or bad for the wrestler or the company? Is kind of where he was going with that.
So, tag team wrestling extended my career. So I wrestled singles forever. I did a little bit of tag with my best friend under his gimmick, and then I teamed with one of my kids in Cuda. He came hot off, and his gimmick matched with the Blade gimmick once I had put the mask on, and we just went everywhere. So that extended my career, let me wrestle a little longer than I probably would have been able to, just because I didn't have to take as much wear and tears, because Kuda took an ass whooping every night, and I come in and got the cool cleanups. So
like I guess looking back at ones that we've seen as kids, even was there anything that like hurt a specific wrestler for being a part of a faction? Do you think?
I think, like I'd said in the episode before, I think if Arn Anderson wasn't a part of
he said that you were going to bring up the Four Horsemen.
If Arn Anderson wasn't part of the Four Horsemen, he could have been one hell of a singles competitor, because in my opinion, he was fantastic.
Is there any specific one in the past that kind of reminds you of where the Empire is now in HCW? Or do you think the Empire is uniquely themselves?
I think the Empire is uniquely themselves. Like, there's different aspects of it. Forever Ray was the person everyone hated but it was who they wanted to boo was Ray. Mm-hmm. Like Dickie was there, but they wanted to focus on Ray. And now, like, everybody absolutely hates Dick Richards, and anybody that aligns with him,
right,
they hate.
And I think that also made Ray a more loved face.
Well, yeah, when he finally quit drinking the Kool-Aid and started listening to the crowd.
Did he stop listening, or was he forced to stop listening and stop drinking the Kool-Aid at the end of that match after Blade? That was almost a voluntary, He didn't plan for that to happen.
Listen, but you could see the writing on the wall.
Right.
He told me before, like afterwards, there's a little clip somewhere where I'm sitting on the edge of the ring, and he jumps up behind me, and we just kind of BS for 30 seconds about the night. And it kind of summed up everything, he made this huge feat and won this, beat the monster gimmick that is Blade, and then for his loyalties and people that were behind him to just turn his back on him after he won them part of the company.
Right.
So it was, in hindsight 2020, it was a smack in the face. It was hey dummy, maybe you should look around you, see who your real friends are.
And so I guess the question, like, he was really looking at, let's just use Ray as an example. do you think Ray would still be as loved if he wasn't in the Empire now like he is now? Would he be as successful as a face now, not being a part of the Empire? Ever?
So,
or did the Empire make him that face?
I think the Empire made him that baby, as much as of a baby face he is now. I think the Empire made that, like, that was a good transition to
But that's not for everybody either.
Correct, because no one knows if he would have done things and been as big by himself. Chance Kerrigan is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chance Kerrigan has been Chance from his go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to think about what it would be like if, like, he broke hearts in Wichita, but I don't see that happen. Like, that love is just, it's just, I don't know. I think he gets excited more for the love right there. Like, there's nothing that could pull him away. Like, he's 100% driven towards the love rather than, so, but no.
Chance.
All right, so last question.
Okay.
You know, like, when it comes to, we've talked about character. I think character development is very, very important. Like,
right.
When it comes to the success of wrestling as a whole.
Okay.
But like I said before, in this episode, even, the fans are equally as important, if not more.
Right.
Do you find it to be more impressive that, like, say you come up with an idea of a gimmick or whatever, or another person? Do you find it more impressive that you successfully did that on your own, or do you find it more impressive that you've been able to win over a crowd to help them make that happen?
So, when done right, you're the one that got the crowd to react that way.
Right.
Makes sense?
Yep.
We just talked about Ray and the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
When Ray first came to me and said, "Hey, I think I could do good as a baby," I said, "Give it time. Just give it time." Again, he came to me, "Hey, when we gonna do this?" Give it time, bro. Just give it time. When we pull the trigger on it, biggest baby face in the company now. Right?
Second.
Nah, I disagree.
You think Chance isn't number one?
Nah.
He's loved by everyone.
I don't disagree there, but if you listen to the reactions,
right,
Ray gets the biggest.
That's why we need a decibel reader in that place,
don't disagree there.
We need a decibel reader to prove.
Now, both are fantastic. Both get great reactions.
100% agree with that.
I think Ray's is just a little more.
Okay.
Now, there is times, Austin situation, right, where the crowd's reactions and stuff, and then made him go off script, say something that got over, and they ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
But they could have buried that also. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, to me, the built characters that get over the way you see them getting over means more.
To you as a person, or you as an owner?
As an owner.
Okay.
Or a fan. It may be even an owner, because of the fact of, if I know that I've been able to build this character,
right,
with the help of the character, like, I can only do so much.
Right.
It takes the individual also, right? But if I can help this individual get to where he wants to be, but by building him slowly, and he trusted my process like Ray did, and then that come out to be the baby face that he wanted to be,
right,
just because of his athletic ability, his way he connects with people as a heel and as a baby.
I take that back then. Ray is the number one face in HCW because of the line that people had to get a picture with him in the ring speaks volumes.
Right.
Okay. So I get it.
So, so to me, like, it takes it I don't think there's anybody that can say, as a wrestler, they've got their gimmick over solely, whether it be an owner, a wrestler, or whatever. It takes people believing in that to help get that to where it needs to be. Because maybe you have a great gimmick and you go to a booker, and the booker's like, I don't really like that. Or he's like, all right, show me what you can do. And you go out and it don't really get over at first.
Right.
But if they would have stuck with it, maybe it does. You know what I mean?
Right.
But now that owner's like, I don't like that, go back to drawing board.
One that kind of stands out to me in this situation is Brandon Cottonwood.
Okay.
The crowd loved that when was that his first time doing the Brandon Cottonwood?
For me, it
HCW?
was. For
But he
me, it
did
was.
other places.
I don't know. I don't know.
It was
I
just
know
cool to
that
see.
he had done multiple different types of gimmicks for a long time that would never get over. There was one that I really liked, but
This one was
he
cool.
wouldn't do it. But the one thing the crowd got behind, and so I think he needs to keep doing it.
I thought it was pretty cool because he didn't the previous shows. I think it was 3 before that he wasn't Brandon Cottonwood,
Right.
and watching the crowd react more to Brandon Cottonwood than the other one, I was like, man, they don't know who this dude is.
Right.
It's like, and but I also think the crowd.
Now that was him.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
That was 100%.
But would that still
he
be
said
him if the crowd didn't get happy about it?
not at all.
So like, I guess you lose in both of that. So like
Facts. Because like we said, yeah, the fans 100% mean everything.
So,
because if they're not going to react to something, is it really going to be worth it?
right.
Now, it's my job to say, all right, let's just give it time.
Mhm.
Let's give it time. It's also my job to say, okay, these are getting over. I see this kind of turning, but I need you to be patient with it.
Gotcha.
And then I'll do stuff where I can see if I can turn them just to see. And sometimes it bites me in the ass and it doesn't work.
So if you were to give any type of tips out to people who are coming up with these gimmicks right now, it would be let it almost cook a little bit. Give it time.
Find something that's going to connect with the crowd. Like
Right.
you have to believe in your character.
Mhm.
So you 100% have to believe in that character, because if you don't believe it, how can the crowd believe it? Right?
Right.
So then now you have to do something with that character that portrays it.
Gotcha.
Because you can't tell them, oh, this is my whole backstory. I was this, and this is how I got to this gimmick. You have to go out and make them believe that gimmick and tell them what that gimmick is by your actions, by your mannerisms, by the way you work in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And whether they like it or not is really up to them. And if they don't like it, maybe the booker pushes you down the card a little bit.
Everybody
and let you run
has
a little
their
bit.
thing, but I think that like the littlest ones that stand out most are the ones that like you least. I didn't know who Kit Raver was.
Right.
That dude popped.
Yeah.
We didn't know that Ray was ever going to be a face because that.
Let me ask you a
hated
question.
him. Okay. Is this an opinion or is this like a thought?
Just a thought.
Okay.
If Kit Reaver would have just been announced in a match
Mhm.
and came out and wrestled,
Right.
do you think he would have got the reaction he got?
No, I think the entrance is like 40% of the thing. Like,
Yeah.
personally though.
But you talk about Kit.
Mhm.
How many people's come to our company and wrestled that the crowd's not known? A lot,
At
right?
least 1 to 2 a show.
Right. And most of the time, they're just booked in a match
Right.
with somebody else. They're put on the
Right.
card, right?
Mhm.
If Kit would have been put in that same situation, do
Right.
you think he would have got over as well as he is now?
Well, didn't you say that it was his first show?
It was.
That pop was his first show. So
But why?
I don't know. And that's what I asked. And you
You
just
don't
said
know why
Well,
he got
well,
that pop?
Well, no, when I asked, you said that he's wrestled for you for a long time. But
Right.
But I know, I mean, just the way that he was able to interact with the crowd.
But what got him for that crowd to immediately go, oh, he's a good guy?
Well, Dick.
Right. He came out and saved. It wasn't Dick. He
No, I'm
came
talking
out
about-
and saved Jose
That was okay.
from
I'm thinking
Handgun
of
Dan.
just the match. Okay, I get what you're saying now.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he helped out.
Correct. He helped
Wichita.
out Jose, which made the crowd immediately go, we like that guy.
Right.
So now every time he comes out, they're getting to know him. They like him more. They like his character's growing. He's a likable person. He does the different
Right.
gimmicks. He,
Has fun with it.
yeah.
He makes it enjoyable.
Exactly. If he would have come out, maybe Book didn't come out and get his hot open and didn't like receive that hot open and stick with it, it would have just plundered. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's about
It's amazing to
everything
hear.
working together.
It's amazing to see people actually know somebody's name tied with, because I didn't say his name when he went out and saved Jose,
Right.
but they didn't know who he was until he obviously probably stood on the table and messed up somebody's drink or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
whatever.
But that's one other person. We kind of did him dirty. Jose got a good pop at this show.
Jose did get a good.
Even so much so I had to ask him, I was like, tell me you love
Jose got a big victory.
Yeah, a huge victory. We just didn't talk about the match because we're trying to speed stuff up. But Jose, so much so I had to ask the crowd to tell me that they love Jose without telling me they love Jose. And they got even louder. So that was cool.
That was cool.
But,
very, very cool.
No, I think that's an episode. I do have one other thing that I kind of want to tell people who do listen to this. Okay. And I don't know if you've done this or seen this show. I highly recommend the TV show Heels on Netflix.
It's very fantastic.
Bro.
Yeah. Very
undersold. Like how did that not
listen, like, so crazy. It just wasn't like they had it on, I think, HBO, so it didn't get as many eyes as it could have.
It was on
or Stars maybe.
Yep.
I have all of them, so I really
I think it was cool.
I very, very much enjoyed that show. I've not finished through the second season yet. I'm watching it now. Actually.
I feel bad that I finished it,
and
because now I can't have it until they decide to.
Yeah, that's okay. I hope they do more. Heck, if someone wants to bring me in, I'll help put stories together for it. Let's do it. Like Heels is fantastic.
I didn't know if you've ever seen it before.
Yeah,
I was just like, I watched it literally in 3 days, both seasons. But I will also say this. I don't know if you would agree with this or not. I told Josh to watch it. I told him it's totally worth a watch. I said to kind of give him a gist of what it's like, not what everybody knows what it's about. It's about wrestling. But I said, imagine Varsity Blues meets Friday Night Lights, but only for wrestling.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You know what it also shows is it shows the struggles of an independent wrestling promoter too.
Right. And
which that's that on my end, it's really cool to watch not only the wrestlers kind of interacting, the different drama there, but then the stuff that the owner's doing to try to keep his head above water, to bring the crowds in, different stuff like that. Right. So it's been fantastic so far.
Awesome show. But no, I had to highlight that. Like, if you have not seen that, you gotta watch it.
And go watch Heels.
Even if you're not a fan of wrestling, the show is awesome.
Let's get them to start doing more seasons of that.
But if you guys are listening this far, we do appreciate you guys, because Bumping Chops would not be, getting watched, obviously, if it wasn't for them, or listened to. But hitting that like button, that subscribe button is also going to help everything. Leave a comment. Let us know, I guess, your favorite groups of people, whether it be the Wolf Pack or Generation X. Just talk about it.
We're also going to do a lot more bringing people on with us, talking to some wrestlers,
who you want to see on here.
Talking to some owners. So let us know who you would like to see. I'll reach down in my little book. I know my uncle Bob Evans has been saying he'd come on with us. And I got some more people in my book, so maybe we can get some people on here.
I've never met another owner. Drake. I met Drake.
Yeah, you met Drake.
But that's the only...
but should be some fun times. So like, follow, share, comment with whoever you would like to see on here, and we're getting read as soon as possible, I promise.
We'll comment also. But also, if you have any questions for wrestling as a whole, whether that be if you're an up-and-coming wrestler or you want to get into it, let him know, because he has his own training company.
I do.
Is it called
The Bears Den training facility?
And you train every Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
So get in touch with him
right now.
Get in touch with him. I'm not going to tell you to do something you're not comfortable doing, but obviously if you're reaching out, you're comfortable doing it. I'm not going to do it. But definitely, if you have questions,
be prepared if you do come, because it's not easy.
I can't say whether it is or isn't, but I will say this: I'm not doing it. But also, if you have questions just about HCW or wrestling as an owner, from an owner's perspective, comment them and I'll ask them on here. I'll even shout you out for asking it. Leave us comments on Spotify and all that stuff, because you can hear us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music, and maybe Rumble.
Oh, try to get some ad, dude. I like it.
Some Rumble. And then follow HCW on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all the other socials at HCW Live 23. And don't forget about Patreon.
Hey guys, it's been fun. Y'all have a great night.
And you've been chopped
with Bumpin' Chops.
Bye.
We bring the heart to